The loudest person in the room is not the leader. They are the performer. Loud people don't lead. They compete. They fight for attention because they don't command it. They raise their voice because they can't control the room without noise. If you need to be loud to be respected, you're already losing. Real leaders don't compete for attention. They control it. The room doesn't notice them because they're talking. The room notices them because everyone else stopped. Quiet dominance is when the room adjusts to you without you asking. Today, I'm giving you 7 habits that make people follow you without you raising your voice. 7 behavioral standards that turn you into someone the room can't ignore and can't manipulate. First, let's define what quiet dominance actually is. It's not about being silent. It's not about withholding your opinion. And it's definitely not about being cold or mysterious. Quiet dominance is frame control. It means your calm sets the temperature of every interaction. You don't react to the room reacts to you. When everyone else is emotional, you're controlled. When everyone else is talking, you're listening. When everyone else is scrambling, you're deciding. And because of that contrast, that difference in frequency, people watch you. They listen when you speak. They follow when you move. Think about it. The loud person is reacting to the room. Their volume is a response to what's happening around them. They need to be loud to keep up, to stay relevant, to not get drowned out. But the quietly dominant person makes the room react to them. Their calm creates gravity. Their silence creates weight. Their words create ripples because they don't waste them. Power isn't volume. Power is control. Before we get to the 7 habits, you need to understand why loudness destroys respect. There are 3 mechanisms, and all of them signal weakness. First, loudness signals emotional leakage. When you raise your voice, you're broadcasting that you've lost composure, that something in the situation got to you. And the moment people see your emotions leak, they know they can manipulate you. They know what buttons to push. Second, over-talking signals insecurity. The person who interrupts, who repeats themselves 3 times, who fills every silence with noise, is the person who doesn't trust that their words have weight. They're afraid their point won't land unless they hammer it over and over. Third, explaining invites negotiation and disrespect. When you over-explain and justify every decision in long paragraphs, you're opening the door for people to argue with you, to pick apart your reasoning, and to test your authority. Leaders give decisions. Performers give courtroom defenses. Think about the people you respect most. Are they the loudest? Or are they the ones who speak when it matters and make every word count? Research shows that brief, firm responses reduce conflict and command more respect than emotional outbursts. Brevity signals certainty. Certainty signals authority. So here's what you're about to learn. 7 habits. Not confidence tricks. Not psychological hacks. These are behavioral standards that make you harder to test, harder to ignore, and easier to follow. Each habit comes with microscripts and scenarios so you know exactly what to say and how to carry yourself. Habit 4 stops disrespect in real time. Habit 7 makes your boundaries untouchable. But we start with habit 1, timing. You don't rush to fill space. You don't interrupt. You watch first. You listen. You let everyone else exhaust their positions. And then, when the room has run out of steam, you speak. Silence creates gravity. When you hold your words while everyone else is talking, your eventual contribution carries more weight. People lean in. They pay attention. This isn't about being passive. It's about being strategic. You're gathering information. When people look to you for input before you're ready, just say, "Let me think." Pause for 2 seconds, then decide. When you want them to continue so you can observe more, just say, "Continue." Calm. Neutral. When you've heard enough and you're ready, say, "Noted," then deliver your decision. Imagine a heated debate in a meeting. Everyone's talking over each other. You sit back, listen, and watch. Someone turns to you and asks, "What do you think?" You pause for 2 seconds, then say, "Here's what we are doing." One clean decision. No hedging, no "I think" or "maybe." Just clarity. The room stops. They listen. Because you waited until your words would matter most. Always pause 2 seconds before speaking. Research from Harvard Business Review shows that leaders who pause perceived as more thoughtful and authoritative. The second habit is about language. Brevity signals status. When you remove hedges from your language, those qualifiers and uncertainty markers, your words gain weight. They sound like decisions, not proposals. Most people soften their statements with maybe, I think, or kind of. They think it sounds collaborative, but what the room hears is uncertainty. Instead of, I'm not sure, but maybe we could try doing it this way. Say, here's what we are doing. Instead of, can we maybe move this to next week? If that's okay. Say, we will move this to next week. The second version doesn't ask permission. It states reality, and reality doesn't negotiate. Habit number 3 is about control. People will test you by pulling you into side arguments, by changing the subject, by throwing out tangents designed to knock you off balance. Weak leaders chase every tangent and defend every accusation. Quiet, dominant leaders hold the frame. They acknowledge the diversion once, then return to the point. Calmly, firmly. When someone tries to derail the conversation, say, back to the point. If they bring up something unrelated, say, that's not what we are discussing. If they try to pull you into a side debate, tell them, we can talk about that later. Right now, we are focused on this. You're in a meeting discussing the budget, and a coworker says, yeah, but what about that project you messed up last quarter? They want you to get defensive. Don't take the bait. Look at them, pause for 2 seconds, and say, back to the point. We are discussing this quarter's budget. No defense, no explanation, no emotion. Just a calm redirect. You held the frame. That's what earns respect. Habit 4 is the one that stops disrespect in real time. Quiet leaders don't spar. They don't argue. They label the behavior, set the standard, and introduce a consequence. Dominance is consequence, not volume. When someone disrespects you in public, your response needs to be surgical, not emotional. First, label the behavior. Say, that was unnecessary. Calm and factual. Second, set the standard. Speak professionally. This is a standard, not a request. Third, introduce the consequence. If it continues, we are done. This makes it clear that access to you is conditional. Imagine someone makes a public jab at you in a meeting. The room goes quiet. Everyone's watching. You don't get loud. You don't get defensive. You pause and look at them. That was unnecessary. Pause. Speak professionally. If they push back, you say, if it continues, we are done here. Then you either continue or you walk out. You didn't escalate. You simply set a standard and enforced it. That's quiet dominance. The fifth habit is about physical presence. Quiet dominance isn't just what you say, it's how you move. Frantic movement signals fear. Slow, deliberate movement signals control. When everyone else is scrambling, you slow down. The contrast is what creates authority. Your measured pace makes you the anchor. Move with slower steps, slower gestures, and maintain tidy posture. And no fidgeting. Your stillness communicates that you're comfortable. Imagine a crisis. The deadline was missed. The client is angry. Everyone's panicking. You walk in slowly, sit down, and look around the room. You pause. Then you say, here's what we are doing. A clean decision, delivered calmly. Because you slowed down when everyone else sped up, they listen. They follow. The sixth habit is about how you correct behavior. Quiet dominance is not about humiliation. You correct behavior by setting calm standards, not by attacking character. This earns respect from everyone because they see you're firm but fair. When someone crosses a line in front of others, say, we don't do that here. Not you don't do that. It's a statement of the standard. If a conversation derails, say, let's reset. Calm, no blame, just a redirect. If you need to address something serious, say, after this, we'll talk privately. This signals a future conversation without public shaming. The room respects you because you enforce standards without being cruel. And finally, habit 7. This is the seal that makes all the others untouchable. The quiet leader is dangerous because they do what they said they would do. No threats, no speeches, just consequences. When you say, this is my final answer, it's final. When you say, if this continues, we are done, and it continues, you're done. Most people set boundaries and then negotiate them. Once people see your words are flexible, they stop respecting them. But when you follow through every single time, people stop testing you. Someone keeps disrespecting you after you've already addressed it. You say, If this continues, I'm ending this conversation. They make another sarcastic comment. You don't argue. You don't explain. You stand up and walk out. Or you hang up the call. No anger, no emotion, just consequence. The next time you set a boundary with that person, they remember. They remember you do what you say, and they won't test you again. Thanks for watching. Follow for more content on building unshakable presence.